Plays it left side. Barthelemy dumps it inside. Walker the catch. Turns and a slam with two hands. Nice seal. Barthelemy lobbing the ball in. Keyshawn looking. Dumps it under the bucket. Caught by Jabari Walker in the layup. Back to Jabari. Shot clock at 6. Drives against Gay. In the paint. Down the lane. Goes up strong with the right hand. Court left. Hands off. Jabari Walker turns the corner. Down the paint. Comes to a jump stop. Step through. Hook pass is up. And your hook shot rather is up and good. Count it. Whistle to foul. The Buffaloes attacking forecourt left. Splits the double team. Down the paint. Throws it to the runner. Shot will go. Oh! The follow jam! Jabari Walker! Somebody shot him out of a cannon! There's Jabari Walker in the second half. In fact, he was extremely quiet in the first half. Had 16 points in the second half. Buffaloes get the victory over Wazoo here at the Event Center. End up sweeping the weekend against Washington. Associate head coach Mike Rohn joining us here for a couple of minutes. Let's go back to that Washington State game. First off, Washington State's a pretty quality basketball team you guys were able to beat on Thursday night.
Yeah, they're very good. We knew after last year they were going to be a good team this year, and they proved that with their win at Utah yesterday. So we knew they were going to be good. We got lucky with them not having Noah Williams out for COVID, and obviously, they had him against Utah. But yeah, they're a very good team, very good defensively, top 30 in the country. So that was a really good win for us, and that program just keeps getting better.
Mike, this young team is interesting to me. And, Ted and I talked before the season began. He said, Mark, we're going to have some scratch-your-head moments. We're going to have some I can't believe what I just saw moments. But this group's coming. They're growing, aren't they? Yeah,
they are. And that's what happens with young teams. And sometimes when you're young and you get a play, you're going to get better. It's just the process of what's happening. The interesting thing with this group is that they've kind of found a way to win close games, and played better down the stretch in big games and close them out. And that's not typical of young teams. So we're excited about where this team can still go.
Well, I was going to say, that is an interesting aspect. Normally, we always talk in sports about learning how to win, right? Young teams have to learn how to win. Your guys now in this season are, I think it's 8-1 in games that are within 2 possessions with 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's an interesting, innate characteristic for a young team to have.
It's very interesting, and we're better offensively during that stretch, and that's what is unique. And it's just, a tribute to, the guys. They're pretty good players. Yeah. Now, maybe they need to play 40 minutes that way, and we're working on that.
How about Julian Hammond against Washington State? He had, 4 rebounds, 4 steals, had a great game against Washington. Here's a guy that, could have been a college quarterback, decides he wants to play college basketball. He plays like a quarterback, doesn't he? There's a savvy, a moxiness about him on the court.
We always knew that about Julian, and his football coach, Dave Logan would always talk about that with him, about, what kind of, moxie he had and calmness about him. And he does play like a quarterback, and we need that. And he's always ready. He's a confident kid, so we're excited about him, right now, and we're excited about where he's going to be, now that he's just focusing full-time on basketball.
Yeah, he had 14 points, by the way, in the victory over the Washington Huskies. In fact, let's hear from head coach Tad Boyle after he picked up his 300th career victory against UW. Baseline, keeps the dribble alive, cross-court pass, Key in the corner, pulls up, high arcing three, nothing but nothing.
Another conference win, which, you got to take those, they're like gold, especially early out of the gate and at home. Really important that we take care of home court advantage, and we were able to do that, this weekend. And Washington's a team, they were down 14 against Utah the other night in the second half with 13 minutes to go, and they came back and won. So then when they cut it to 6, I said, okay, here we go again. But our guys bowed their back, and we did a much better job in the second half of taking care of the basketball. Obviously, the 11 turnovers in the first half that's what we want for the game, not for the half. So did a much better job of that. We rebounded the ball well, had some really good performances, I thought, off our bench, and figured out a way to beat, a good, solid team tonight, and it doesn't get it easier. So, now we got to take this show on the road.
Number 300 for Tad Boyle as the Buffaloes knock off the Washington Huskies. We continue with Associate Head Coach Mike Rohn. Let's get to that Washington game a little bit. You knew going in where Mike Hopkins came from with Jim Boeheim, that 2-3 zone defense. That created some problems, and you guys struggled with it in the first half a little bit, didn't you?
We did, and we haven't been zoned a lot this year, Mark. And that's something we thought we would see a little earlier in the season, because we haven't been a team that's been a great three-point shooting team yet, and we don't shoot a lot of them. Washington State did a little bit against us the other night, which was probably good to just give us a zone look. So anytime you play them, it's such a unique defense. It takes a little while to get adjusted to it, because it is unique to their style. So we were excited about how the game ended and how we just kind of kept plugging away with it. And obviously our turnovers in the first half weren't great, But the passing angles are all different, and we kind of settled in and got it figured out.
You got to be strong with the ball. The Buffaloes were. They only had 3 turnovers in the second half. Tristan Da Silva is a guy that I've always been fascinated by. I think he's a highly skilled guy, smart player. He gave us some flashes with 22 points against the Huskies.
He was awesome. You know, he just keeps getting better and better, and that's what young guys do when they get to play more. And we're really excited about where he's, where he's at right now and where he keeps going.
Always good to get those wins at home, isn't it?
Always.
The Buffs get the sweep over the Washington Schools. 2 wins against Wazoo and Washington. Now they move on to take on number 8 Arizona on Thursday night. Coming up next, we're going to talk undefeated women's basketball with Jalen Sherrod, the point guard for the Buffaloes.